Here at thegamestore.com, we shoot for good enough. Okay, welcome to 50 Nights of Fright. I'm Tommy, joined with my co-host,
Christian.
Let's
go.
Let's go. Psycho. All right.
Yes.
One of my absolute favorites. Like I've said before, every movie in this list is something that I love very much, but Psycho, I think, stands head and shoulders above most of them.
And it's an Alfred Hitchcock film. I mean, you can't go wrong with good old Alfred.
No, Hitchcock, I love all of his work. I think I read somewhere that Hitchcock had his assistant go around and buy every copy of the book from all the bookstores to prevent people from reading it and spoiling the story. He was very big about keeping the mystery of the story hidden, so much so that you can actually thank Hitchcock for movie theaters having very strict start times for movies.
Right.
He had theaters like sign an agreement that they wouldn't let people come into the movie like midway through, because back then people would like kind of go in to a movie halfway through, sit through half of it and half of the next movie. But no, it's because of him that we have like very strict start times and all that for movies now. What did you think of Psycho?
I don't want to do it injustice for what it is. And did you know that this was the first movie that featured a flushing toilet?
Yes, I did know that.
The way that was handled, it was very just like, why would you
show...
Very indecent, very just...
Yeah.
Of course, Hitchcock was the one that did it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like...
Well, it was like written into the script that it was an important part of the plot, because when Marion is adding up all the money that she spent from the stolen money,
right.
She tears it up and flushes it down the toilet to get rid of it. So it was an important part of the plot, which is why they kind of got around like, well, we have to show the flushing toilet. It's part of. It's integral. So
absolutely.
Which is a great way to work around censors in that way, because they were like, no, you can't show that. That's indecent. It starts off with a woman in her bra, like, in the throes of passion with a man she's not married to. That was indecent.
Right. And then just her, the very rich entrepreneur. So like, oh yeah, here. Like, have all of this money.
$40,000.
$40,000 right here and there.
Now, $40,000 is a lot of money today.
Oh yeah, but back then,
like inflation-wise, it's like $430,000 today. Almost $500,000 is like throwing at her. Like, I would have stolen it too. I mean, it's like. Okay.
Oh yeah, hey, I'm not feeling well. Very next
Vegas,
day.
baby. Which it's a great kind of turning point also for Marion's character, because like I said, at the beginning she's wearing that white bra and everything, but later when you see her after she's stolen the money, she's wearing like a black underwear, and it's kind of to show that shift from her being a wholesome, good character, to now a little more morally gray, evil-ish, like wearing those dark underwear rather than the light.
And let's talk about the infamous like house.
Oh yes, yes. Still exists on the lot there at Universal.
That is great. Yeah, that lovely house on the hill, not the haunted house on the hill.
That was
not that one. Yes, but just seeing that the stories behind that house is just.
Well, we're dancing around the plot of the film. Let's talk about Anthony Perkins, Norman Bates.
Oh yeah, he was kind of very just like skittish, having it get to the point of where we find out what's going on. I know it doesn't really touch on that in this movie as much as it does in like the series about the relationship between Norman and his mom. But kind of knowing that, kind of at least you can kind of get an idea that something was going on. Not like you really can pinpoint it. Something happened for sure.
Yeah, I like Norman as a character and as a tragic figure. What he did, terrible, of course, murdering people and peeping on them in the shower. That's kind of a bad thing. I mean, we can agree, not
Right,
the best
yeah.
choice. But, the way Anthony Perkins played his character was very, soft character. You could feel like he'd never intended bad things to happen. They just happened.
Right. And also for the lovely, like the scene of like that first.
Yeah.
There's a split second, but there's a blink and you'll miss it of where you actually see the blade actually stab into Marion.
Yeah. Which that was not Janet Leigh. That was a body double.
Right.
That was doing all of the nudity. She was a Playboy centerfold.
Okay.
So she was fine with nudity.
Right.
Which here at thegamestore.com, we are. One of the things that also stands out to me about Psycho is, Janet Leigh was a big actress at the time. I mean, people knew who she was, and you see her on the posters and everything. She's the character we're introduced to the movie as, and boom, dead. 30 minutes in.
Right.
Which is a great kind of misdirect for the audience that was later also shown in movies like Scream. Editor, don't make me look like a buffoon. But
Anyway, and then we have, of course, Marion's sister, who gets pretty much brought into that lead female role with Sam, who was the love interest,
the boyfriend
that she stole all the money and
was going
drove
to
off to, and getting that oh yeah, Sam had no idea what was happening. He didn't even know that Marion was at least that's what I got.
Yeah.
He had no idea that she was coming down
Yeah.
with all of that money and they were going to run away together.
Yeah.
All of that. So that doing that and then adding the sister who's trying to figure out what happened to her.
One of my favorite shots in all of cinema is when the private investigator goes up those stairs and is going to speak to Mrs. Bates, and of course she comes around and attacks him and stabs him, and he falls down that staircase, and it's got that very interesting zoom effect on him. That scene, this whole scene of him going up the stairs to go talk to her was shot by Alfred Hitchcock's second unit director, because he was ill that day or something, so he stepped away, and they had shot it and everything, and apparently Hitchcock loved what they did, but he said that he wanted to reshoot it because the way that it looked, he was the detective or was going up there to intentionally attack her or shoot her or something. So he was like, no, let's film it this way. I like what you guys did, but I'll do it better. Nice try. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give Psycho?
So I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay.
It's definitely one of the one of the top films that I watched through this whole experience. So definitely, it's definitely
It's up there. All right, that's great to hear. Okay, so that was Psycho. Thanks for joining us on another episode of 50 Nights of Fright. Join us tomorrow where we watch The Devil Rides Out.